Guys, Prince Mashele is a political analyst, and the things he says, it's his opinions, but there is a lot of information you can get from his predictions, from his analysis. And today I want to play a clip of Prince Mashele. He was analyzing the EFF, the CIC, Julius Malema, and the EFF, predicting into the future whether it will grow or not. And he believes that the EFF will never grow. It has reached the ceiling. Of course, you have your own opinion. I have my own opinion. But the clip I'm gonna play here is Prince Mashele's opinion. Do you agree with it? Do you disagree with it? I will share my own comments, what I think, and what I think about his analysis. Not him as a person, his analysis. But if you wanna hear what he said, take a watch at this clip.
That of the EFF, they've got very quiet. We haven't heard much from Julius Malema since Floyd Shivambu left. And it's hard to see where to from here for that party. How are you seeing that play out?
Look, I've said this before when Floyd left. Floyd was the brain of the party. Julius, the mouth of the party. The brain is gone. Therefore, the mouth can't even speak, because whatever the mouth pronounced came from the brain. You can see that the party has been shaken seriously by the departure of Floyd. Number one. Number two, the departure of Floyd has actually inflicted a psychological blow on Julius. He hasn't regained his balance. He also doesn't know, because there is no way, and is aware of this, that Floyd didn't have supporters in the upper echelons of the EFF while he was deputy president. So Julius knows that there are people in the EFF who are there, who are actually supporters and sympathizers with Floyd. And he knows that his party is very leaky. So he hasn't regained his balance. The second thing is this. The EFF, if you look at its electoral performance, it actually declined. And I've said this before, there is no party that was formed after 1994 that lost electoral support and regained it. So Julius is aware that his party is actually declining. At the next election, it will decline even further. So if I look at the EFF in the next 5 years, I see a much weakened party. I would be surprised if they were to hit more than 5-6% at the next election. I know we're still far away from it, but I see the EFF as a party in decline.
What is it that is going to be attractive to voters?
That's a very interesting question. Here is the thing. The Umkhonto weSizwe is more or less like the EFF, by the way. And this is a very important thing to note. The EFF, when it comes to local government elections, it performs better proportionally than when it comes to wards. Why? The image of the EFF does better, but the EFF doesn't have credible individuals to sell to a ward, to say, here is your leader. So local communities don't see the activists of the EFF as credible leaders. But proportionally, people do vote for the EFF because they want to disturb the bigger picture. That is exactly the same with regard to Umkhonto weSizwe.
You just heard him, right? Based on the predictions he has made, he came to the conclusion that the EFF, it won't grow. It has reached the limit. There is no any other heights the EFF will reach. Some are saying, he's lying because he was once destroyed by was once destroyed by Julius Malema. In one of the interviews, they were having a debate, and Julius Malema destroyed him 10 years ago. So they are saying he's still holding a grudge. I don't think so. I think this is his opinion. This is what he thinks. Many people have predicted a lot of things about political parties. In most cases, many people were wrong. I was wrong. In most cases, some people got it right. He might be right, he might be wrong. It doesn't change that it's still his opinion. That's what he thinks. Whether it's coming from a place of bias, whether it's coming from a place of hatred, that's what he thinks. As for me, I think the EFF still has a lot of potential to grow in the political arena. It still has a lot of potential to grow its numbers, to mobilize more ground forces, to mobilize more youth, more young people, more older people to come and support the EFF and vote for the EFF. The EFF just needs to present themselves to the people of South Africa. They need to sell their policies in the correct way. I agree. They need to sell themselves in a different way. They need to change the strategy as to how do you sell yourself. You know, I for one am an EFF member, but about those critics of the EFF changing the strategy, I agree. It's a different year now. There's different players in the game, in the market, so it's gonna need a different strategy for you to maneuver through. But I don't think the EFF will die. Like many have predicted, the EFF will die 10 years ago, 6 years ago, but it's still here. It has a role to play. So with that being said, I believe everybody is entitled to their own opinions. You know, I can't judge him as a person for having his own opinions. I can't now dislike him just because he has his opinions and his opinions are not favoring the EFF. That's what he thinks. You might think differently, someone else might think differently, depending on however people are programmed. But it is what it is. I just wanted to show you Prince Mashele and his predictions for the future of the EFF. You will tell us what you think. Is it tripping? Is it right? Is it wrong? What do you think? What are your predictions? Thank you very much.